Hello, everyone. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Today, we have a Link to the Past, No Major Glitches League Season 3 match. This is Chexhuman versus Caznode in the Desert Palace Division in Round 1. Tonight on commentary, we have Fox, Lisk, and PH, and they will take it from here.
Hello, PH. Thank you for the great intro of baseball. I'm excited to kick off season 3. How about you?
Oh my gosh, Fox, I am so pumped. We have been talking about how it's almost League. You know what?
It's been
League.
almost League for a while, and now it's finally League.
It's finally League. So excited.
Yeah, this should be a good race. Caznode is a pretty long time runner of this game. He has a 124.25 PB, which he refuses to submit to SRC. And he hasn't been playing much lately, so maybe a little bit rusty, although, he pumped out one run for League and got a 126, so it's not going to be too bad. Chex, on the other hand, not the biggest NMG runner, runs a ton of glitch categories, plays a lot of rando, has a low 125, a 125.15 PB, and this tournament series is dedicated to forcing Chex to get a 124, so we'll see. Hopefully it'll happen in this race.
I believe he was spending a lot of time practicing yesterday. He was doing kind of like a full room grind, so hopefully we'll see the fruits of some of that today.
Yeah, he's been spending a lot of time on that. Hopefully that pays off.
Yeah, I believe. I'm super pumped. So really quick for the group, do we want to talk about the divisions, or do we want to save that for a minute?
No, go for it. Talk about it.
Yeah, so this year's league is split up into 3 groups. We have the Desert Palace, the Eastern Palace, and the Tower of Hera. And the
Hyrule Castle. You're forgetting the 4th group.
I did forget the 4th group. See, this is Fox actually knows what's going on. I'm just here to meme. But the idea is to kind of group the runners. In previous seasons, we've had 16. And in this season, we had groups in 8 to keep their times a little closer together. So Chex and Caznode are definitely in kind of the same range, and this should be a great race.
Yeah, exactly. You're hired as the PR person for League now. I think I've hired you for that purpose once before, actually.
No, I'd have to quit my job as your PR person.
That's right. That's right.
All right, so we are off. We're off and running, and I mean, Escape is going to probably be relatively similar for most runners. You have to go save the princess. Is there any key strategic insights that you would like to share, Fox, as a 124 runner yourself?
No, I'm terrible at Escape. Kaz's Escape Gold is definitely better than mine. I think Chex is better than mine was until about a month ago. No, it's all it's all just like, it's all movement. It's all small stuff. There's very low risk of anything really bad going on. It's all about like really optimizing your movement. Like, don't nudge doors, get in as many pumps as possible, don't walk into green guards, stuff like that.
Right. And on cue, Caznode walks into a green guard, illustrating illustrating it well. But yeah, I mean, I think the big thing for these runners is really, and keep me honest here, but it feels like it comes down to consistency and handling kind of the tricky situations, right? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's often what separates, especially as you get into like the elite categories here that these guys are in, is the ability to, when things don't go exactly right, to not lose huge amounts of time.
That's definitely true. I mean, not in Escape in particular.
Right, sorry.
But yeah, I think that's definitely true. The thing about this game that's different from a lot of speed games is that there are some big RNG sections, but for the most part, almost every room has a bunch of small RNGs in it, and being able to handle all of those, especially being able to handle the rare ones that only come up once in 50 runs or whatever, is definitely one of the things that you see better players handle better. Here we come up on the ball and chain fight. Both players going for 8/. Looks like Kaz with a very clean 8/. Check's got a tinker too. Still very close though.
Yeah, ball and chain is true final boss.
Yeah, the ball and chain is really hard to do fast.
Yeah.
It's easy to lose a lot of time in this room.
Especially if you're using the strat that these two used. I mean, it's one of those things where I think Link to the Past is a great example of a run that when you are good, they make a lot of things look really easy that are actually really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, we're kind of neck and neck. Kaz had some trouble with the green guard in the hallway. Chex had some trouble with the boom guard, and kind of evened out.
Yeah, I think, and I'm excited to see this in part because I think we're going to end up seeing a lot. To be honest, is just the two of them, kind of trading. Like a lot of the time, you'll see a lot of trading back and forth. A lot of, someone makes a mistake in one dungeon and then gets it back when another person kind of makes an error in another one. So definitely, until we get really just right to the end, a lot of things can happen that will can bring a run back.
For sure. We have seen runs come back from crazy swings before. As you were saying, at this level, these players are less prone to crazy swings. They've just sort of seen a lot of things before and know how to handle it. But, it's a pretty tough game, pretty long run. A lot of stuff can go wrong.
Yeah. So the world record is currently a 122.49. Right?
Mhm.
Not on SRC, but on kind of the accepted current state, right?
Yeah.
And that is the runner of many names and talents, but most commonly known as Eddie or Ordinary, among others. So to give a sense of about how long the run can take, but it should be somewhere in that, like you said, 124, 125 is like the PBs for these two. So in that close area.
Yeah, hopefully around the 125 range. I mean, hopefully, we see some sick pop-offs and some PBs and stuff. But I would expect a 125, 126-ish. Really good rat RNG
Sorry.
from Kaz, which he slightly messes up.
Oh,
sorry.
Oops. That's okay. I was going to ask, did we see any PBs last season in races? I can't remember.
Yeah, we saw one or two. I don't remember who they were, but we definitely saw at least one.
Right. Just to Fox's point, if you're not familiar, the
Chex
rat
did it. That's right.
Oh, Chex did? Oh, there we go. Well, maybe we'll get the 124 then.
Oh no, Kaz went for rat frames, but he wasn't quite in the door yet. Vortex, that's right.
Okay, cool. Well, that's fun. Let's hope that we get dueling PBs tonight. Would be spectacular.
That would be sick. I'm guessing both players are going to get Sankard here.
Very good. That is a key safety. There aren't that many that top runners will pick up, but Sankard is low cost for a lot of extra value. I think that extra heart goes a long way.
Yeah, there's several places in the early game where the extra heart is very, very much a big increase to your survivability. It's actually pretty easy to die in Eastern, especially if you are already on one heart leaving the escape.
Yeah. So we are walking our way over because one of the components of NMG, right, is of course.
Oh my gosh. Caznode made it through those Octoroks with the crazy jukes.
Just got to believe.
Yeah.
We do not allow the biggest glitch in the game, right, which is, of course, saving and quitting. So, got to walk all the way there.
Right. Yeah, and then we don't have the boots yet, so we gotta pump. pump. Caznode with a sick entry time.
Yeah. getting that nice RNG and good dodges.
Yeah. Both players have gotten their blue rupee, which is good. We need 110 rupees to enter the Palace of Darkness, and we can get 100 rupees from trees, but it's pretty fast. Well, we get 100 and we get, you know what, I don't want to explain the whole thing. The point is that having about 9 rupees from other sources saves a bunch of time. Well,
Right.
a second or so, not really a bunch.
What about a second? I mean, a second is to a Link to the Past runner. A second is a lot.
Oh yeah, it's a good chunk.
I think I've heard you describe it as 1 second is approximately the same as a million years.
Yeah. There's just not that many time saves of that magnitude.
Coming into the back here, I mean, you can see that one of the interesting things is that for the most part, most rooms are pretty well optimized, so the movement between the runners will generally look relatively similar, barring like dealing with specific RNGs. You might see somebody do a slash or throw a pot, but they'll do a lot of kind of the same target movements in most rooms. There are a handful of cases where they might have like a preferred strat, but
Right.
that's why you'll see a lot of like kind of mirroring between the two.
Yeah, for sure. The main principles of movement in this game. Oh, Kaz. Okay, that's fine.
Oof.
I was worried he was going to go down to half a heart, and then there's a little danger.
Yeah.
When you don't have boots, walking diagonally is a lot faster than walking cardinally. So a lot of movement when in the first 10, 11 minutes of the game is about maximizing diagonals.
And
And then it
correct me
becomes
if
all
I'm
about
wrong.
maximizing dashes.
Right.
Go on.
I was going to say, like, that's actually one of the biggest things that separates, runners who, especially, like you say, at this type of top level, it's that ability to kind of do that in places that you often wouldn't necessarily realize versus, even runners that have played the game a fair amount lose really shocking amounts of time versus this level of runner. And you realize it's all these tiny little optimizations like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even a fairly, like a solid run, like say a one, what's your PB? 128 something? I'm trying to dunk on you.
Yeah. No,
runner,
like
you'll know basically the routes through rooms and the basic principles, but there's all these like tiny little things where you're like, oh well, if you hold diagonal here, you can guarantee a first frame diagonal, and just like when we're talking about a couple seconds different in a split, all those tiny optimizations really add up.
Yeah. They both got the 5 arrow drops. And I was going to say, so yeah, my PB is
Kaz,
128, but... Oh, no! Kaz.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
All right, well, that's a surprising and bad start for Caznode.
All right, he's got to shake it off and just... I mean, that's probably, what, 2.5 minutes? 3?
I don't think it's 3. I would say probably 2 to 2.5. I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh, man, that sucks.
Yeah. Right, so that obviously gives Chex a very large lead. It's not over yet by any means. There's a lot of deaths that Chex could take that would even this back up, but definitely a big start for him.
Yeah, the giving away that kind of time early, especially, it makes it like this is going to actually be really interesting to see Caznode because, like you mentioned, he hasn't done a lot, and part of that is just being able to shake that off and do the things that you just need to do natively. So
yeah, remembering not to get the key and gifted with greenies. It's a good sign that his head's in the right place.
Yeah. And while Check's just kind of motoring along here over to get the book from the library.
Yep, he did spin speed, which, our first glitch of the run.
Not a major glitch, just a minor glitch, so it's okay.
Just a minor glitch. All right, there we go, Kaz. Looking good.
Yeah.
Nice clean Pincus Armos.
Yeah, that's a little bit more challenging of a. How much time does that save? Like a second, half a second?
No, it doesn't really save anything.
Really?
It's a lot easier. Yeah, you can get basically the same times with that and with the top left strat. But for most people, find that it's much easier to consistently get good times with it. Like the variance of
Okay.
the top left strat, most people find is much higher.
Got it. Okay. Oh, obviously, you see the challenge there is unfortunately it went sideways and.
Right.
That's what plus 207 on his PB.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah. Well, Vex is entering desert here.
Yeah, this is the dashing tutorial dungeon. We just got our boots. Now we get to dash everywhere. And then we get the most fun boss in the game.
Oh, the most fun.
See, PH is being sarcastic, but I'm not.
No, I actually like. A lot of people enjoy it if you're good at it, but like you said, we're going to dump on me a little bit because Fox is good at the game. And both Chex and Kaz are good at the game. I am not good at the game, so.
Chex went for the spin on that Devil Ant, which is an interesting strat. It's a lot of new players do it. Most faster runners do a dash poke thingy that you'll probably see Kaz do. But Chex actually did it. If you release the spin super low, so low that it really looks like you're going to miss, it comes pretty close to tying the dashing strat. It only loses like 5 frames. Interesting to see someone go for that.
In the Desert Palace division, yeah. Well, because I can just tell you right now, it's happening in Eastern because I do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty good. I think it's fine. There's a lot of strats that like none of the top runners do, but it's not like they're much more out of favor than is actually justified by how much time they lose. You know, sort of a cultural thing to not do that. Oh, I'm getting faster at the game. I should give up the baby strat, even though it only loses 5 frames. Kaz walking into some arrows there.
Kaz stopping by in the chat to reaffirm his love for Zelda.
Oh my god, he goes for the dash. Let's go.
If you're more familiar with Rando, just to speak to that real quick, obviously in NMG, since the items aren't randomized, there is no limitation on watching the race, so you can have your opponent stream up. So you will see many runners will make guest appearances in the chat. So definitely worth keeping an eye out for.
That's right. Yeah, I always forget that rando players aren't used to that. Does the dash save time? I don't know. It definitely saved time back before we knew about manual stair drag canceling, but I'm not sure if it still saves time or not. But the cool thing is you can do the dash and then you don't actually have to cancel your dash if you just read the book at the right time. It's kind of like talking to the dwarves and stuff. So if you want to really YOLO it, you can dash up and just time the Y press.
I mean, if there's ever a time to YOLO it, it's after you die to at Armos.
Not a great start from Chex. Got kind of bad jumps on all 3 worms. Ooh, it's a pretty rough second cycle too.
Yeah. And third. There we go.
That's better. It looks like it's gonna be. Oh no. Is that 5 or 6 cycles?
6, I think.
6.
With the boomerang out, always classy.
Yeah, that menu to boomerang is maybe the newest tech introduced to NMG. It turns out that if you menu while the pendant is falling, the pendant continues falling while you're in the menu. So you can menu for free, But we don't really need to do a menu, so we just menu to boom because it like maybe helps handle some pickle RNGs.
Yeah, that's another one of those examples of like optimizations at this level is looking for good times to menu because it can give you the chance to look out for like bad RNG or, as Fox is talking about, trying to, hey, I get a free menu here, and oh, there you go. And Chex uses it not normally on that pickle, but there you go.
Yeah. That was interesting. Chex, I think, was off where he needed to be for that dash, but read it correctly and stopped his dash to line back up with the grid, but then got sort of bullied by everything. Already taking 2 damage on the way to Hera is kind of scary. There's a lot of really bad RNG on the Death Mountain climb. Not the greatest start from Kaz on Lenmo either, but better than Chex.
As weird as it's
that dry fire hurts.
As weird as it sounds, it's actually like, at least as far as I understand it, you're often actually better off not like that third arrow getting in the first worm is actually bad because you'd rather have it in the second worm. You want more of like an even distribution so you can kill them on the second phase or third phase.
Yeah, definitely. Your time is almost, well, I don't want to say almost always, but in general, it's dominated by when you kill the worm that spawns last in the first cycle. So like getting more damage on the first worm is the worst place for it. You'd rather it go on the second or third worms.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it looks like a pretty clean trip up Death Mountain for Chex. So the damage he took on the first part of the overworld seems like maybe won't get him in trouble. Yeah, I think that was a 4 cycle from Kaz, so saved a little time there.
Journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Let's go.
How far do you think Link travels in this run?
Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, we could like, Kaz got off the. There we go.
Yeah.
I feel like we could figure that out.
We've done the math to estimate the like size of the whole world and stuff, but I don't know if anybody's ever tried to figure out like how, because he goes through all the different rooms and stuff. It'd be so much work. He ends up where he started, so 0 pixels. Yoho, I wasn't asking how much work he does.
Yoho answering the question everyone wasn't asking, though. So.
So Chex down the worst room in the game.
So doing the no boom strat.
Right, yeah. You can do a boom dash in this room. Oh, he forgot where he was in the cycle, maybe? And save like 40 frames or something. And get to chill. Okay, oh my god, I was worried he was going to mirror.
That would have put
this. Ugh. He got stuck inside that squirrel. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh gosh. Speaking of the climb being dangerous,
yeah,
I was just going to say that would have made the race a little bit closer again, but
true.
Yeah, like there you go. That just shows you how quickly the dead rocks can get you.
Yeah, they do this weird thing where you can get stuck all the way inside them, so you can't move at all, which is a super cool mechanic, I think.
Yeah, best enemy in the game.
Yeah.
The Chex picking up the heart there, probably smart. Safety strap.
Mm-hmm. Going for spin setup, palm jump. Nice rail clip. I'm wondering if Kaz will hit the switch. There's a switch you can hit to make this column of pots that has hearts under it available. And showing off the boom strats. Moldorm fight for Chex. A little bit dangerous. Still has 2 hearts though. Uh-oh. Okay. defeated Moldorm. It was pretty scary, but we got through it.
Just kind of casually dancing over that center hole there for a bit.
What happened there? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. It's up to Swamp Crystals. Oh no, Yoho, come on.
Why would you do that?
It
Yoho?
only happened twice. Why didn't Moldorm take damage in the dash? I think Chex is just early.
He's not vulnerable until his head is fully extended from the tail again, right?
That's not correct.
Okay, well,
he's not.
See, case in point.
He's not vulnerable until a certain amount of time has passed, and that amount of time passes up. That amount of time lines up with his tail being fully out, or whatever you said. Except that on the final hit, he moves faster, so it's like visually different looking, but it's the same amount of time.
Got it. Also, Chex going for a weird pickle shot strat I hadn't seen him missing.
Yeah, Chex does a weird thing there. I missed it, but yes, he does something weird. And yeah, Kaz did hit the switch. Nice.
And did Chex get did he pick up an extra red somewhere?
I don't know. He does have quite a lot of money, though. He must have gotten a red in Desert or something. Oh, Kaz a tiny bit early on that slash. This is not a great place for Moldorm to be. Okay.
He hides behind that upper left there.
Oh, I'm almost saying it was in Petting Zoo. That makes sense.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Momo.
All right, is Chex getting reds here?
Yeah, are we short one?
I don't know. No, we got it.
Okay. He skipped the bird on the left too. So
yeah, I was expecting him to kill that, but I guess he knew it. So for anybody who isn't aware, we were all worried because between the first tree that you pull rupees out of and the second tree that you pull rupees out of, you have to kill 4 enemies and also not take any damage in order to get red rupees. Which again, we need for opening Palace of Darkness. Also, Chex did that screen before West Side Breeze really weird. I gotta look at that closer. Looks kind of good.
This is one of the favorite things I have when NMG runners, especially at the high levels, watch other NMG runners and they're like, wait, what did he do? And then it goes back to like, well, they did this thing that I haven't seen. Maybe we should adopt that. And then they'll test it. It's really fun to watch people science this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people do lots of weird, interesting things just for comfort reasons. They like test it out and they find they're losing 5 frames and that's worth it. And trying out other people's ideas for what makes them comfortable can also be comfortable for you sometimes. So it's like a great way to learn new ways of trying things.
Totally. Yeah, the community is also very, very willing to like, oh yeah, I do blank here because
Chex is gonna get hit. Oh my god, he's so lucky.
I'm just gonna call that skill. I don't know what you're talking about, Fox.
There, Kaz killed that bird that you mentioned Chex skipped, and he got a bush guard and reacted to it really well.
Yeah. Because that can be super, because if you get hit there, you won't get the reds, you'll get the blues again, and then you have to do a backup strat. So he did that really well.
Yeah, it's really easy to get surprised and lose a lot of time there. Oh, wow.
I was about to say Chex just kind of rolling through rolling through Aga's tower, and then a little squirrely and thriller.
Yeah, missed the bottom guy with the spin. It's okay though. It's really good to have beams for the first part of this dungeon, but they matter less and less the later you lose them.
with a diagonal boom. Let's go.
Nice. All right, so do you think we'll get enough blue balls for Chex to even this up? He is the record holder for most blue balls in an NMG League match, I believe.
Really? How many did he get?
He got 11 versus, I forget who.
Oh, that's brutal. I think it did Shady have like 3 runs in a row where he got 8 or more or something like that, or 7 or more?
Shady has the record for like worst season, but Chex has the record for worst in a single run. Yeah, Shady got ridiculous. It was like 7, 9, 8, 8 or something stupid.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It was terrible. He won, by the way.
Yeah.
Won the season.
Good at the game.
Yeah.
That's 2.
I think so, yeah.
Counting with Aghanim.
I refuse to count. He also got a boom clip, which I'm a big fan of. You can throw the boomerang diagonally at the wall, and sometimes it goes straight through. Oh, almost. Good. Okay. Whew. He almost didn't notice that it wasn't the lightning cycle.
I think we're on 4. All right.
4. All right, that's not too bad. That's about a 30-second time loss compared to 0. We'll see what Kaz gets. A pretty likely. Kaz is about 2/3 chance to save time, but it won't be enough time to catch him up or anything, obviously. But pretty good chance to save a little bit here.
Now we get to, as many runners say, now they get to the fun part of the game.
Yeah. Nice, comfy Dark World. So the Dark World ramps up a lot in danger levels. A lot of things start hitting for 2 damage once you get to the Dark World. This overworld is full of enemies that do 2 or even 3 damage. Helmasaur, the boss of this dungeon, does 2 damage. Like, suddenly you're taking a lot more damage. The game casually expects you to have, like, 2 to maybe 3 bottles, a couple extra hearts worth of heart pieces, fairies, all sorts of stuff. And we're going in very low on resources. And it's just a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, and there's other aspects that you would also pick up potentially that we obviously skip. Mail upgrades.
Right, yeah. Yeah, later on. Kaz apparently also got 4 blue balls, so shout outs to Aga for keeping this race quote unquote even.
Fair is fair. So you'll see in pod here, Chex is going to be picking up a variety of pots where we know that there are bombs underneath. There's a pretty specific bomb route that our runners have to follow because we want to make sure that they have enough for everything they need to do in the game. And this dungeon, fortunately, has a number that are pretty easily accessible.
That's right, yeah. We collect, like, most of the bombs for the whole run in this dungeon.
Got something right. Yes.
You've gotten other things right.
Have I? Are we? Maybe.
Check's doing the boomer dash there.
Hey.
Yeah, pod is kind of a weird dungeon. It's a lot of you go through the beginning of it over and over again. You sort of mirror out and then do the beginning again, and it's mostly pretty consistent, not too dangerous, except that it has the one like real glitch in the run, which is Chex is coming up to. It's called Hammer Jump for obvious reasons. And then the boss is very dangerous and has a lot of RNG. So it feels like kind of simple with 2 really big scary rooms in it. I don't expect either of those things to be super scary at this level of play, but both definitely very difficult rooms.
I mean, we wouldn't expect someone to die on Armos, so.
Well, right, yeah, things definitely happen. Very nice hammer jump from Chex.
Yeah, that was clean.
Both of those bomb placements, or the bomb placement and then where you stand at the end, both are pixel perfect vertically. So doing it that fast is pretty impressive.
Yeah, we use, often people will use either pause buffers or sword buffers to move the right distance and get like a lineup. But being able to kind of do that, the fewer buffers you need, especially if you're pause buffering, that takes time. So not requiring any is really nice and fast.
Yeah. Yeah, you get 2 free menus. You have to menu to bombs and you have to menu back to mirror. And doing it with just those 2 is, the best you can do. So
really nice sexy statue, let's go!
Let's go! Oh, a fast mimic strat too. Dang, let's go, Chex. 3-4x teddy bear. Very good.
Nice.
Chex got both optional bombs in this dungeon. In the second room, like on your way down to the basement for the shooter key, you can get a pot with a bomb in it there. And you can also get, when you're doing hammer jump, you always pick up one bomb pot and you can pick up the other one as well. Chex got both, which I think is good. It's what I do also. It's really nice having an extra bomb. You can skip one later in the run, and then if you need an extra one, it's better to have them early, I think. I wasn't watching what Chex did in the shooter room, but looks like he's a one-pot hammer yumper. Oh, is that right, Kaz?
That looked low. Oh, jeez.
Oh my goodness.
Oh!
Oh, let's go.
Wow, nice. Never a doubt.
A nice Helmasaur fight from Chex. It looked like he got fireballs only in phase 1, and then cleaned up phase 2 really fast. Chex is transitioning away from first optional bomb. Interesting.
So that was a really nice clean pod.
Yeah, that was a good pod.
It can be done.
Will Kaz get sexy statue?
No.
I think he did push it the minimum distance, though, to the right, so that's good. No drops. Wow, cool.
Ugh. Mean.
Both players in cutscenes, you love to see it.
Also, checks with the quality catch. Needs a little more room there.
So now we have our longest overworld section.
For anyone who's obviously played the game casually, the second dungeon that the game tells you to go to is Swamp Palace, but say no.
Right. It's very difficult to have flippers in time to do Swamp Palace early. So we just sort of skip it and come back to it later. Oh, missing the item dash there is pretty painful. I hope
Also one of the most satisfying item dashes in the game.
For sure, yeah. I hope Kaz, nothing new happened to Kaz, and he's just thinking out loud. Hope this Helmasaur fight goes well.
Oh.
Okay. That was almost really good, and then it still turned out okay.
If he'd gotten that last, instead of getting a little too high, if he'd gotten that last hammer hit in, that would have been a super fast phase 2.
Yeah. Nobody look at Chex's screen. Don't worry about it.
Chex is only human. He's not a robot, okay? With that extra dig, that's going to get Kaz back basically even, I think.
I don't know how long a dig takes. It feels like a pretty chunky animation.
Yeah. Cool.
Checked. Oh, that's a Super Metroid joke. Wrong channel, guys. This is Zelda Speedruns.
So Kaz now starting the trek over to get the flute and get back to Kakariko. Oh, I got lotteried.
Dang. That's okay. I mean, you don't want to take extra damage and get interrupted and stuff, but this is not a super dangerous dungeon. So generally taking one hit is more annoying than scary.
Imagine dying in Thieves Town in the league race. Wouldn't be me.
Did that happen to you?
Yes.
Oh.
Against my opponent for tomorrow, Coin Chaser.
Oh my gosh. Well, don't overthink it. You wouldn't want it to get in your head, and you wouldn't want to be nervous when you go into Thieves Town.
Oh, I'd hate being nervous going into Thieves Town. It definitely wouldn't be something I'll be thinking about for the next 22 hours.
Yeah, definitely focus on not thinking about that. Thieves Town is, I think it's, I don't know, maybe the second easiest Dark World dungeon. Not necessarily to like get blazing fast times at, but it's just not that dangerous. It's, I think, the first Dark World dungeon that most new runners get under control. It's got some stuff in it, you know. Oh, Chex didn't notice he was off grid.
Yeah.
Hellway can be a big problem. If you mess up the blind fight, it can get sour really, really fast, but it's mostly a pretty consistent split.
Oh, that RNG on the middle. He had the pixel
Yeah.
and just...
Yeah.
Patrick Star.
There you go.
To your point, I mean, it's one heart of damage. The boss fight generally tends to be one of the least few ones in the back half of the game. So
Yeah, I wouldn't be worried about health here. You got to take 2 or 3 pretty unfortunate hits before you're really scared. Caznode with the classic grabbing the air. It's so dumb that Link thinks he can grab something there, but
Link loves nature.
he's a tree hugger.
Yeah. Ooh, checks with the arrows. Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, he was low too, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you can get away with whatever, really, but it's definitely nice to have extras. Arrows from a drop are going to be faster than having to go out of your way for some pot or chest or something later.
Right. All right, entering the blind fight here.
If there's one thing I know about blind fight, it's that it's scripted.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I think it's funny that the blind fight is scripted thing is such a meme because we
Yeah.
have scripts for like half of the bosses in the game. For some reason, we only ever call this one the script. Nice fight though.
I always want to try and get that, the earlier blind, like less of blind in the light, better, right?
Right, yeah. That is true, Chex. I couldn't tell if you didn't notice that you were off grid or if you just tried to go for the backup and didn't nudge on the thing. Sorry for lying about what happened. I've been going for, when I can see that I'm 1 pixel to the left of the lineup, I've been going for a 2-frame dash cancel to the right, which is hella swag if you get it, and really stupid.
Hella swag and really stupid, I think, should be like the name of the Link to the Past speedrunner support group.
Oh my gosh. I thought that Red Zazak was going to get Kaz. How did Kaz get down to 2.5 hearts? I missed something.
Yeah.
That should be fine.
I mean, we know he got Lotto, but that's only 2, so he had to drop a bunch more somewhere else. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Body's saying Hellway, which makes sense. I guess I just missed it entirely.
We were too busy watching the not scripted blind fight.
Looks like, assuming this fight goes normally, it looks like Kaz and Chex had very similar Thieves Towns. Overall. Solid blind RNG, love to see it. Hashtag spoilers. That was good blind RNG.
Imagine. I was waiting, though, for something to have gone very wrong there, and he's just trolling the rest of us.
That would be good, yeah. I would not... I think that's in range for Kaz. Just going for the optional spin speed there. Love to see it. Will we get a fence dash?
We better get a fence dash.
Looks good. Yeah, there we go.
Go.
Are we going for a 0-dash sea house? Interesting.
How many dashes do you do in Sea House, Fox?
I usually do 1, but sometimes I do 2.
Petitioning to make the what is being affectionately called from the Glitch Mentor tournament the Muffins Dash, part of the meta. 3-dash Sea House. Dash out of the door at the bottom.
That seems slow.
I don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, it's fast.
Checks in what some people pick as the worst room in the game. Gets through it pretty nicely. He's not through it yet, but I can foresee that he will. There you go.
Saw the future. It's a very
Caznode going for Boomer Smiths.
Oh, classic. Let's go.
Nice poking the mold arm. I think that was probably the correct play, but it looked pretty funny.
I'll show him who's boss.
Getting a skull bush, that's annoying. You often get a skull bush in a run. But it always sucks when you do. Oh, another fence dash. Let's go.
Very good. Very good. E.
Chex looks like he's having a pretty smooth Skullwood so far.
Very nice Joe mummies.
Very good. Apparently he's running against a gold Skullwoods. Interesting. This is not a new gold, but... Oh. Alright, good moth. I was worried he was going to stick himself up in the corner for a minute there, but went fine. Very clean mummy room from Kaz.
Yeah, that was nice. That's a great example of a room that, like, until you get to this level, is really, really easy to just dump so much time. Like, even if you do it quote unquote right, to lose like seconds versus what these guys are doing.
Yeah, it's a really complicated and difficult room. Although sometimes the mummies are just nice, but a lot of the times you have to like be bobbing and weaving while pushing a statue. Alright, and now we're on to Ice Palace, which is...
Nothing ever goes wrong in ice.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, ice is really, really dangerous. The boss is very, very lethal.
Talk about that was
decided a lot of races.
That was a really clean dash by Kaz, the no buffer to grab the skull pot.
Oh, I didn't notice. Nice.
So nice.
Yeah, he used the menu for the right shot on the skull thing. A lot of people dash the low row of bushes. I've never really understood the screen well enough to know what the reasons are for one or the other. I think you're more likely to get skull bushes in the bottom row because the top row has a fairy bush as one of its bushes. But sometimes the Ropa RNG is bad if you go for the top bushes. But I don't know. I don't really fully understand it. Alright, not the best moth fight Kaz has ever done, I'm sure, but not a problem either.
And Moth kind of stuck herself up in the corner.
Yeah. Kaz also went for right pot in the star tile room, so definitely telling the truth about liking danger. Chexhuman Zora's Domain. This is very long room. It's not dangerous at all, but it's so easy to lose like 4 seconds. Looking pretty clean from Chex. Didn't go quite as deep in the water as he could have in some places, but pretty good, pretty good. We'll take it.
It's one of those things where it's inexplicable. You jump into the water once, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm going to jump in 4 more times for...
Oh my god, it throws you off so much.
Like, the brain just goes, nope, we're just here now, forever.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely happens to me too. I can't hear it because I don't have game audio right now, but I assume that both players played their flute right before that transition to the bridge screen in order to make the fire rod splash damage work correctly on the first screen of Ice Palace.
Well, have to find out for Chex.
I saw him forget to play the flute the other day in a run. Looks like he got it this time. Normally you have to wait a little bit before shooting that guy, but if you play the flute, you fix it so it works. The fire rod splash damage is really broken in this game.
Yeah, that was a fun little dodge of the berry there in that second room in ice.
Yeah, unfortunately he also dodged the bomb drop, but it was good dodge of the berry. I think you have to cut Louie's gold before you can insult Louis Dash. Nice bombable floor from Chex. That's a very difficult room as well. It's a lot of RNG. Any room where the berries are in your path is really scary. Like they're never going to kill you, but they can cause so much trouble.
Time for the Ice Palace bomb jump. Very nice.
The most important trick in the run.
Yeah, by far the largest single time save, right?
Yeah. I think second place is Silverless Ganon, which saves about a minute. IPBJ is like close to 2, or somewhere around 2. Oh wow, Check's just walking over that Zora. I didn't realize that was spawned so far right that he could beat it.
You mean Caznode?
Caznode, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think Hammer Yump is third. It saves like 40-ish seconds. Alright. Can Chex defeat Goldstare? That's not good. Okay, doing a really good job of dodging the icicles. Already has one puff down.
This is not super fast, but he never really he never got like super in danger of dying because he avoided everything. So that was would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate time loss, but a death there costs like over 2 minutes. So could have been a lot worse.
That's the second name of the Link to the Past speedrunners.
Could have been a lot worse, yeah. Chex?
Okay. Oh,
Woo.
scary. Chex,
OBS
please.
issue or RetroTink issue or something?
Uh-oh.
Bad wire? Unsupported signal? I'm guessing that Chex has diagnosed it as a bad connection because it looked like he was jiggling a wire.
Yeah.
Kaz with a stair clip got the quote-unquote bad clip where you end up on the left side, which is still pretty good. Oh yeah, you guys can't see Chex's cam. But Chex is running a webcam, which is why I knew that he was getting up. I bet it was Max. That's a good guess, Twin. Max is Chex's cat. Max looks like that.
Thank you, Mama.
Nothing to see here. What?
Uh-oh.
Okay, you know what? Significantly faster than Chex's.
It's like the second time that we're sitting here going like, did something really bad happen? Or...
So, what do you think about Swamp? This is actually the file names that Kaz gave Chex to use for this run were Swamp.
Good start. Yeah, Swamp is, in a lot of ways, I think, as I've played the game more, my favorite dungeon to like watch how people do, because it is... maybe this is just me, but it feels like the dungeon that has the least really dangerous stuff, especially for how late it is. It is so easy to lose so much time. Like you don't even feel like anything went that wrong, and you look up and it's like, oh, this was 15 seconds behind my gold. Cool.
Yeah, it's especially if you get ether here, it's really, really difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, not super dangerous, and that's because you were saying earlier about how it's the second dungeon in casual play. Oh, nice loop de loop from Kaz. You're supposed to go here second, so like you're supposed to have the Master Sword, and we have the Tempered Sword. You're supposed to have probably about as many hearts as we have. So relative to how we do the rest of the dungeons, we're way overpowered. But there's a ton of enemies, and enemies are super random. Well, they're at least a little bit random, and so every room has a chance to surprise you or force you to lose time or let you make a mistake or something. Really, really difficult. And then the boss has a very difficult strat that saves 6 seconds unless you either mess it up or get unlucky.
No one ever gets unlucky running this game, right?
Never, ever. Will Chex remember to hit the switch? Let's go!
Wow. Despite Yoho's best efforts. That's also just a really draining error if you forget to hit the switch. Because come back out and you do all of this other movement and you're not even thinking about it. And then you'll see here on Chex's screen, he's going to drop down, and you drop down and the pegs are up and you're blocked. And you just kind of go, oh.
Yeah, it's
no.
awful. Awful feeling.
Ooh, Kaz beating the anti-fairy. Always fun.
Love to see it. Chex is on gold pace.
Even with taking those hits in the room before the drop down?
Yeah, I just looked at the big key time. It's about 3 minutes from big key.
Oh, nice. Let's go Chex.
Finally getting the hook shot. We can begin hook pushing now.
You know, that is a non-zero possibility with Chex in the race. Like, just totally forgets, and all of a sudden we're in glitch modes.
Nice fire snake. Getting out of the way. Oh, interesting. Chex does a walk up and dash instead of slashes for timing. Wow.
I actually think,
okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think he's the only person I've seen not use the 2/ buffer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with that. Can't believe that Phelp got Kaz, unless he forgot to hold B.
It looked like it was just in a really bad spot, I think.
Yeah. Oof, missing the fence dash out of that weird sort of C-shaped room.
But it's okay because Kaz loves Zelda.
It's true, we have confirmation. All the way on the blue. Let's go, Kaz.
Going for the fast strat here.
Yeah, unfortunately, kind of got rushed down. Well, oh, I don't think that was quite. Yeah, I was pretty close to saving that, but not quite. All right. Kaz is not on gold pace.
What dungeon are we headed to next, Fox?
Well, we're headed to Meyer next, but Chex has some stuff to do first. Chex is a full boomer shopper.
Imagine.
Unbelievable. Should kick him out of the tournament.
Gotta go to the mall.
So the goal for Boomer shopping is to get a sub 7 Misery Mire split. We'll see if you can do it. Should we explain what we're talking about, or does anyone care? I think everybody
I think we
knows
should.
by now, right? We should? All right, go for it.
I mean, unless you want to talk about Kaz doing the same things Chex did 3 minutes ago.
Ooh, burn. It was only like 2 minutes ago because... No.
Because Kaz got the ether already, I think.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, go for it.
He also
Explain.
did the walk-up. I was watching Kaz because he also did the walk-up.
Oh, really? It must be just a Boomer strat then.
And then he still hit the berry. Yeah, so what we're talking about when we talk about shopping is you have to go collect, obviously, where Chex is right now, the ether medallion to get into Misery Mire, and then also we need the ice rod to be able to kill Trinex. And there's a few different places at which you can get those items because it's really not significantly different because they're mostly just a couple of flutes. So some people will get them both before a swamp. That's also known as Long Swamp. We're shopping here with Chex is getting them both before Mire. And then Caznode did Ether before Swamp and then is going to go get the Ice Rod, presumably before Mire. I guess you can get it before TR as well.
It looks like from his split times that it'll be in the TR split.
Oh, okay.
Oh, missed the Fire Rod quick kill. Gets it on the rebound though. Let's go.
Yeah.
Walk up might be an Andy tutorial. Interesting. So you're saying you're a child of you're childs of the thighs. Yeah. The main reasons to pick your shopping are you doing ether with the hook shot. It's a little bit faster and it lets you not do a spin speed, which some people value pretty highly. But it makes it more likely that you don't have full health going into Mire, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, we'll see Chex here in Mire. The second room in Mire, also known as, unsurprisingly, Mire 2. Obviously, you'll see those strats that leverage the beams pretty extensively.
Yeah. Do we get a fast Mire 2? No. Well executed, though.
Very nice.
Really thought it was real shopping. We don't go shopping in this category. A lot of other categories we do buy a potion though. So
I mean, you could buy a potion, I guess, if you really wanted to. And I don't think anyone in this tournament will.
I was gonna put a shopping emote, but Tam changed out Tam 216 shopping, so my life is ruined. Blame Tam.
Oh no, Tam! Why? Look, we can't blame Tam. Tam is just a crosscode runner, so
that's true. They're no longer part of the flock. Yeah, there's a lot of safeties you can get in this run, and potion is not one that's reasonable, really. It's so far out of your way and so slow and not really good compared to your other options. But you could if you wanted.
We're not your parents. If you want, do it.
Yeah. Go down, get some money from Mini Moldorm Cave, buy a red potion.
I should admit, I don't actually know for sure if Fox is not one of your parents. I can't guarantee that.
I am not anyone's parent, to the best of my knowledge.
So you say.
Chex is about to get the Cane of Samaria and have really a full hook pushing kit.
Chex, don't do it. If we see him start to nudge into a door, everyone get scared.
He already has the Fire Rod, so there's no reason to do 7 North Samarias. So Kaz is like a minute and a half behind plus the ice road. So like around 2 minutes behind.
Which, I mean, that really goes to show you, like, the two of them have been on very, very similar, as much as it sucks to say, like, except for the death, but really, you've been on very similar paces aside from that. It was about, I think it was right around 2 minutes coming out of Eastern.
Yeah, I think it was slightly under 2 minutes leaving Eastern, and it's like slightly under 2 minutes leaving Ice. And obviously there's been a whole dungeon since then, but
Right.
shopping differences. Kaz getting the cool thing where he didn't hold up right at the right time, so he got on a weird subpixel and got wedged all the way in the wall. And can't slide along it. TAM 216
We appreciate the
IQ.
gamble.
That's a weird way to start your fight. Is that okay? Okay, that worked. Good job.
Not that I'm saying that's the case here, but I'm going to just quote, I forget exactly who said it, but if it's dumb and it works, it's not dumb.
Yeah, I think Michael Scott said that.
There we go. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
He did a weird little wiggle at the beginning of the Vidi fight. Maybe that's just how he does it, but I don't know. It looked like he was not in control, but maybe that's just how he does it.
Look, nobody tells Chex not to dance. Nobody puts Chex in a corner. It's a very Gen X reference, I'm assuming.
That was very close to his gold. Twin understood it, so it's definitely Gen X, yeah.
Thank you, Twin.
Oh, Kaz missed the leftmost eyeball there. That's kind of annoying. Do we get a left arrow? No. Check showing off why the hookshot there is not very reliable. The bedrock can move down while you're being dragged by the hookshot and get in your way, and it's terrible. Although Check somehow didn't take damage, so that was good.
More evidence of Dead Rocks as the best enemy in the game.
They're so messed up, man. Their behavior is so weird. They're like part squirrel and part collision. They'll like hit you and turn into a wall and then start dealing damage to you. They can get like, it happened to Kaz earlier on Death Mountain where there's some ways for Link to get fully stuck inside a dead rock and be unable to move until the dead rock moves off of him. They're just like, they're so janky. Quick warp confirmed free.
Let's go, Chex. On the Dead Rocks, I have a confession to make. So the Dead Rock leaving Hera, we call Katy Perry, and because I'm old and incredibly out of touch, for a really long time I was like, oh, because that Dead Rock comes in like a wrecking ball, right?
That's
not realizing it's the wrong one. I know. I'm old.
That's Miley Cyrus.
Somebody eventually explained it to me. It was like, no. And then I think I heard you say at one point, I kissed a squirrel and I liked it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
There's an old clip of Zelda, a previous world record holder, starting to sing I Kissed a Squirrel and I Liked It after getting owned by that squirrel. It just stuck.
Oh, gosh. So did Chex just drop his bomb off the platform?
Yeah, that's a green ham strat.
Ah, neat.
It makes the menu easier, I guess. If you're gonna get the bomb in Peg Maze anyway, then people who pick up the bomb in Peg Maze sometimes dump all their bombs there to normalize their bomb count and have a 2-move menu instead of a 3-move menu.
It's cool. That's what I mean. There's so many of these like small optimizations that people find so awesome.
Yeah, except that this one like only works if you don't go for swaggy item dash, so I can't really endorse it. You gotta go for the item dashes. So Chex made it through Chain Chomps without any big trouble, which is really good. That's one of the most dangerous rooms in the game. And making his way through Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is probably the last realistic place for Kaz to catch up if we have like an unfortunate death for Chex. You can lose a lot of time in GT, but it's pretty hard to lose 2 minutes. That's not really true. It's pretty hard to lose 2 minutes as long as you avoid jinx.
It's pretty hard to lose 2 minutes unless you get jinxed by Fox.
I'm trying to use my commentator's curse powers to make the race close.
I appreciate it. I'm sure Caznode does as well. You did notice as you said that, Chex bonked into the wall.
I did notice that, but he didn't even take any damage, which was pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Chex is he's fine, right? He doesn't need magic. He lost both drops in Poke 1, unfortunately.
Right.
Poke 1 thus called because it's the second Poke room that we go through, but we use 0 indexing in Turtle Rock for some reason. So the first one is called Poke 0. Yeah, so Chex switching to Boomerang there because he realized that if he used another Cane block, he would be short on magic for the strats he wants to do. But how many Pokies are in Poke 0, Balmo? Oh my gosh, okay. Nice chomps from Kaz. Missed the chest open, but got away with it. Having beams is pretty nice. It makes a couple rooms, mostly Crystal Roller, significantly faster if you can keep them that far. Okay. Good laser skip from Chex. The bonk was not what you wanted to see, but
back up.
Well. Well, there's 0 Pokies once you're done with it, but that's true of the other rooms too.
Poke 0.0, 0.1, 0.2.
Yeah.
It's doing the backdoor strat.
Yep, not going for any poke dashes, just a standard backdoor. Missed the menu, but otherwise clean. Grabbing the wall.
How much time do those poke dashes save?
So they saved him in 2 ways. One way is they save you 16 frames on refill, assuming your heart count is high enough. The other way is that it's faster to do 2 poke dashes. So the thing that you're constrained on is the right head being done exploding fast enough that as soon as the middle head attack finishes, Trinex instantly goes to phase 2.
Mhm.
And killing the heads a little bit faster with the double pokes can make that more common.
Okay.
As I learned it from Airy, which has borne true in my experience, doing just the one single poke lets you get to the ice head faster, which lowers the amount of time, it lowers the variance because it doesn't have as much time to move. So it makes the whole fight more consistent.
Makes sense.
But you can get full speed fights without double pokes.
Imagine something Airy said being a good idea. Almost like he's good at the game.
Yeah. He's his race is, I think, Friday. Him versus Toon Tap, the probable finals of the top bracket.
Yeah, a run back of what was mentioned by Twin in the chat and Malmo earlier as an excellent race. A pair of 123s, really, really cool.
Yeah, it should be good. Doom just PB'd like 2 weeks ago. Airy also submitted a 123.20 for League. They're both in pretty good shape. Should be a great race. Kaz also with a clean Turtle Rock, or a clean Trinex. Facing left. Oh my god, what is this?
Chex going for Torch Key.
Oh yeah, I forgot he does that.
There are 3 different keys that you can choose between for. Basically, we have to pick up 2 for the upstairs, effectively. And one of them pretty much is always retrieved, and then there's 3 different options, and the torch key that Chex grabbed is one of those options. The second is there's an upstairs mini Helma, and then the third one is there's a chest. I would say I feel like the most people at the chest. That seems to be, I think, the most common of the 3.
Yeah, for
Correct
sure.
me if I'm wrong. Mini Helma is technically the fastest if you do it right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay.
Mini Helma can save a pretty good chunk of time, like a second or more, but sometimes
Wow.
you get totally owned on the frame rule, and then you don't save any time, and you take a bunch of damage, and you feel really bad.
Yeah, well, if there's one really good time to take a bunch of damage, it's right before you go to the end of the game.
I mean, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, for like a top runner, that's fair because Ganon's,
Yeah, Ganon shouldn't be very dangerous. Although, you do actually need some life to get through Agatu and Moldorm too.
Yeah.
Kaz facing the camera for this cutscene. I like that. Good style. Oh, Chex getting the slow cycle on the Ice Armos. It looked like his left arrows were a little wonky.
He shot 2 at the start up. He missed the first one. He got the top Armos, so he delayed the second.
Oh, that would explain it. Nice chest turn.
Speaking of swag.
So Kaz skipping the torch key will probably get the chest key. Will we get a not going for the spike skip. Nice arrow drop. Check's coming up on the gauntlet. 5 consecutive combat rooms where you have to kill all the enemies. Kaz having some trouble pushing the block. One of the highest skill ceiling parts of the game. Just tons of RNG, weird environmental hazards. Difficult sequence of rooms.
This stretch is probably my single favorite stretch of the game to watch really high level runners play.
Yeah. The whole climb is really interesting. The gauntlet is a ton of combat. And then there's other rooms that are difficult for other reasons later on in the climb. GT in general is just really fun. Kaz getting the arrows does take a hit from the anti-fairy, though. We'll have to get a magic pot or something. Nice land mode too from Chex.
Yeah, very clean.
I thought he wasn't going to catch that right worm, but he definitely figured it out. Yeah, easy there. He picks up the magic pot.
That one's relatively low cost, all things considered.
Yeah. Oh.
That's actually a pretty good backup.
Yeah, that was nicely done. He did an interesting approach to that room, if I saw correctly. He did 1 slash for timing, and then, or 2 slashes for timing, and then a dash buffer for timing. I've always seen it as 3 slashes or whatever the dash buffer people did, but he did kind of a hybrid.
Ganon Ball Z, let's go.
Nice gauntlet one. See here, Chex is not opening this chest.
Wow, that was a really nice no pot G2.
Oh, G3 is not going as well. Pretty good save, though. Oh, misses the dash. Oh my gosh, Kaz. Please don't die.
Dude. Nice. You're picking up our heart?
Oh, nice triple. I think that was a D-Boost RNG, but I'm not sure. Alright, nice 3 cycle from Chex.
Very clean.
Kaz opting to get another heart from that Wizrobe,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah, I think that's pretty solid. At this point, I assume Kaz just kind of wants to finish out the run. I don't think he's expecting Chex to walk into Ganon 4 times in a row. Chex on the final fight here. Ganon fight, super fun. It's one of my favorite parts of the game.
Yes, please.
It's 4 phases. The first 2 phases are going to be over in cycle eat, assuming no big mistakes. And then we have the RNG portion of the Dark World. And then we have the final phase where you have to get these you have to time these spins on Ganon as he's warping away, and you have to weave them in between lighting the torch. It's just like really satisfying. It's one of these things where it's not so hard that you can't learn to do it all correctly, but it's hard enough that it's like really satisfying to pull off. So really fun. Did he get 0 warps?
I was watching Kaz, but that was really quick.
Might have been 0. I'm not sure.
I would say like a really nice Ganon phase 4. Ooh,
One miss.
Really nice Ganon phase 4 with Silverless is one of the ways that like really, really, really top NMG runners, you can kind of tell the difference between them and some other like really good players. And there we go.
GG to Chexhuman. Gonna very narrowly miss the 125.
Oh, so close to saving the 125. Nice run.
GG to Chex with an official time of 126.11. Oh, there's a bot that will also tell us that. Very good.
Yeah, who would have put that together?
Kaz getting grabbed mid-air from the bonk. Very good.
Go.
Love to see it.
Yeah. No, sorry. I was thinking. So I was going to make a joke about. So there's an NMG League bot, and I was joking about Fox is the one who coded the NMG League bot, but then I realized
that's true. It is also waiting for this race to finish.
Yeah, I was not paying attention.
We'll see if we can get the runners in here. I think we should probably watch the end of Kaz's run before that, but it's one of those things I was saying. Ganon fight, he is an Oko from everything, but he's also probably done this, 4,000 to 6,000 times. I think that he'll probably be fine. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, but while everything does kill you on touch, it is very doable to just never take damage. I think that was 2 warps from Kaz. I definitely saw 1, and it was an even number, so.
Ooh, good
That
job.
was so scary.
Never a doubt.
Never in doubt. So he did not get Ganon synced into the first triple, but looks like he's on a good rhythm for triples now.
Nice.
Very clean Ganon from Kaz.
GG's, Kaz.
GG's.
Right, I think we're going to try and get the runners in here in a moment.
Yeah, it looks like both of them will come in for a chat. So Kaz ended up losing by 226, which is a little bit more than the Eastern Death. So it does seem like even taking that out, checks out a slightly better run overall. But, it's... hey, there they are. GG's, everyone.
Good games.
Sorry about the Armos death. That's a pretty painful way to start a run.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I shot too late or too early, but the arrow didn't come out and things just spiraled from there.
Yeah, that's rough. You gave it a good go for the rest of the run, though.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing it's really hard to shake off, and still in the rest of the run together know what, like, obviously there's stuff that you always wish that you did better, but really just good job on getting through for both of you guys. GG's.
Came close to dying a few more times. I'm glad it didn't get worse.
I don't know if you were watching. Chex had a real sketchy cold stare. You also had a little bit of a party, but Chex, you got 2 of them dead at the beginning. I think Chex didn't get any spin off, or like he got the first spin, but nothing on the second spin. So that was pretty scary, but did really a great job of dodging all the icicles and stuff. So didn't end up even taking a hit, I think.
Yeah, my cold stare broke before League, and I've been practicing today, and it was okay, but we're back to the broken cold stare.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
And I think it would be remiss if we did not. Buddha would be very disappointed if we did not applaud both of you for getting the fence dash. Very important. Thank you both.
Yes.
Happy to help.
Also, what happened when your video cut out? Do you know?
Checks.
I haven't seen that till tonight when I turned on the console, so I guess it's a cable or something loose.
Dang. Yeah, maybe need to fix a connection or grab a new cable or something.
Yeah, I'll start checking that out.
ZeldaSpeedRuns, never boring.
Oh yeah, my great movie.
My great movie.
Oh man, I mean, anything for either of you that really stood out that you're really happy with? Obviously, Kaz, the Armos death, I'm sure really disappointed. But outside of that, any like things that were sort of your highlights or lowlights?
That Ganon fight was decent.
Yeah, it was very clean.
Nearly missed torch glitch, but other than that, managed to do it with like 2.5 hearts or whatever.
You saved it.
Yeah, got the double, no less.
Chex was like plus 0.5 or something on his Meyer Gold, which was nice to see.
With the Vidi Wiggle.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Pod was pretty good.
Yeah, your pod was good. Yeah. I mean, you saved time. I can't see all the numbers, but I think you either saved time or came really close to saving time in the right?
Sorry, I'm having a bit of an audio problem. Hang on one second. Could you say that again, please?
It looked like you saved time in the Dark World, or almost saved time in the Dark World over your PB.
Lost 5 seconds, I believe.
5 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I lost time on every split.
That's less good. No, you had one. You had one split. You saved time in Aga Tower. I remember because it was a nice pink
Oh yeah,
color.
yeah. Okay, I saved time on one split.
Gotta take the good where you can get it.
I mean, also, like, how many? Because we were actually trying to talk about it a little. How many runs, Kaz, have you done of Link to the Past? Because since coming back,
A handful, a couple weeklies. One of them I forfeited, and then some offline stuff here and there. I did a practice run today, and it was like mid 125 with 3 blue balls.
Oh, nice. Should have done that this time.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wouldn't have
thank you,
minded
Fox.
that for my qualifier either.
Right, yeah.
That's that's the hard hitting commentary that people come to ZSR to hear. Just do it better instead of what you actually did. That's the obvious solution.
Right.
I'll try.
Thank you.
Chex, on the other hand, has been grinding NMG pretty hard. Doing a bunch of room grinds, upgrading some strats, figuring some stuff out. Apparently, did the thing that has happened to me multiple times where you try to upgrade your cold stare fight and you break it instead.
Yeah. I've been grinding a little bit. I believe last season I mentioned that I really needed to learn more about the game before getting a big PB. So
Right.
just going through that process now.
Yeah, I think you're. Well, I don't. You don't want to count your eggs before they hatch, but I think you can get the 124 if you keep up like this. I believe.
Thank
I believe
you.
as well.
I also believe.
And thanks for comms. That was a lot of fun to listen to.
Thanks for racing for us and giving us this great content to watch and talk about.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
watching it back later. I was in chat, but I wasn't watching stream.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I was definitely appreciated. There were a couple times where you chimed in, and obviously you're a little bit ahead of all of us, and so we were like, did something really bad happen, or just kind of bad happen? Like, are we about to see like a disaster, or just one of the mill Zelda?
It was good. It was
Glad
good.
to introduce a little drama.
It was the Helmasaur fight was very good tension, because right as you said something like this game is so cool or whatever you said, you were like just about to, that was like right before you took a hit from Helma on the restream, and I was like, oh no, is this a death or do we get through? What's happening?
Gotta do it for that sweet content.
Hashtag throwing for content.
All right, so that this is the first race of the Palace division. Kind of asking Fox. I would.
Yes, this is the first race of the whole league. This is the first
The
race that's
whole
happened.
league.
There are so it's a little bit of a shorter event this time. We're doing 8-person brackets, so that's only 3 rounds of Swiss. So everybody's going to get to play 3 races over the next 3 weeks, and hopefully ZSR will be putting on a bunch of them. I know the last couple times they've been great about letting us put on basically as many as we can find commentators for. So if anybody wants to talk about Zelda or whatever, we can get some more races on. We can all hang out and watch some Zelda, talk about it.
If they let Fox and me on here, they'll let anybody on. So
yeah, exactly.
But no, huge thanks, Chex and Kaz, and then of course ZSR and Baseball and Star as well from the lead-in. Really appreciate getting this up and running.
Thank you for putting this on and sticking in there through my disasters.
Still faster than my PB, Kaz. 2 seconds.
Oh, you were counting, huh?
I was
Last time
I was curious.
You didn't know your own PB like 2 weeks ago.
I still actually don't. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I'm pretty sure.
All right, well, I think we'll toss it back to ZSR to sign off unless anyone has any last words, but GG's, everyone.
GG's.
Good games.
GG's.
All right. I am ZSR, so I will take over from here. Thank you all so much for watching today. Thank you to our runners, Chex and Kaz, and thank you to our commentators, PH and Fox Lisk. In terms of upcoming restreams for the League Season 3 tournament, let's see. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Flip Heel versus Yerok. That's Desert Palace Division Round 1. And then 1 hour later at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll have PH versus Coin Chaser in the Eastern Palace Division Round 1. And then 2 hours after that at 11 p.m. Eastern, we have Fox Lisk versus Bidey. That's the Tower of Hera Division. And we're looking for commentators for those. I can restream the last 2 ones of that day. So as long as we get comms, they will be happening on ZSR. So hope we can make those happen. Yeah. So thank you everyone for watching today. Let's see. I think in the meantime, we're going to raid over to, let me just look. I think we're going to go to Zavardicus, who's playing some Link to the Past Key Sanity Randomizer. So I hope that you enjoy that. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that we see you tomorrow at some more A Link to the Past NMG races. Thank you, everyone.